what was just preached, go line in line. But 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3 says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ." And verse 4 says, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier." Endure hardness. Paul is instructing Timothy, who's a preacher boy, to press on. We cannot be concerned with the affairs of this life, for we are soldiers. We have a mission, we have a calling. Each of us has a will of God that He's put for us, and He's made a plan for you that you're going to do this with your life if you do it right. It's all going to be for the glory of God. I just want to ask you to surrender to that will of God. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12, the second part of that says, "If we deny Him, He will also deny us." If we won't do what He has for us, if we won't preach, if we won't be a soul winner, if we won't do whatever it is that He has for us, then why is it then you need God and you need help and you're down and He doesn't answer your prayers? You look at Him and say, "Why won't you answer my prayers? Why don't you do what I want you to do?" Maybe God's saying, "Well, I wanted you to do this. Why won't you do my will?" Maybe that's why your prayers aren't getting answered. Instead of, when your prayers aren't being answered and you're down and you don't know what to do, instead of blaming God, look in the mirror. What's in your heart? What's right here? What's not right with you?
Yeah, come on.
Why can't you tell somebody? Most of the time you can't tell somebody because you're ashamed. Like he said, you're worried they're not going to think you're cool. You're worried that they're not going to want to be your buddy. Well, you don't need to be a buddy with somebody who's not saved. The Bible says in 1 Timothy 1:12, "For the which cause I also suffer these things. Nevertheless, I am not ashamed. For I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded that He is able to keep that which I have committed unto Him against that day." If you're called to preach, preach. We're all called to be a soul winner. We all need to be a soul winner. Whatever it is God has for you, you need to do it. God won't leave you right when you go there. He has a promise. There's a promise right here. For I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded that He is able to keep that which I have committed unto Him against that day. He's going to be there, and He's going to go with you. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about not having the power of God in your life if you're in His will. He has no feet but our feet, and no lips but our lips. There's nothing that can be done if we won't do it for Him, if we won't get right with God, and we won't do it ourselves in His will. You can't be ashamed. You can't worry about what other people are going to think about you. We need to live our lives for Him. You're the only Bible some people will ever read. You're the only one that they'll look at and say, "Is that what a Christian's supposed to be?" If you're the one that you get around those friends and you're cussing and you're smoking the cigarettes with them and taking the alcohol and you're going behind your parents' back and you're sneaking out of your house at night and you're doing things that the world does, what are they supposed to know what a Christian is? A Christian is just like me, they think. The Bible says in Romans 1:16, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek." I'm going to end with just an illustration. I'm going to tell you that you don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not trying to brag on myself or do anything like that. Don't get me wrong. Back home, I'm in a fire department. I'll tell you what, if you're going to get around some worldly people, you get in a fire department. You want some people that smoke and cuss like sailors, and it's not a good environment for a Christian, and I hate that about it, but I love what I do. But there was a couple weeks ago, we had a house fire, fully entrapped. This is the first of its kind that I had ever been to. And we went, and there was a family of 5 stuck inside. Husband, a wife, and 3 young children. The wife is the only one that made it out of that fire alive. All of the rest were dead. When you think about it, we go there, and it's the middle of the night, we're working so hard, we're trying to get these people out, we want them to live, we want them to come on out alive, and you fail. And everybody's down. And it's an encouragement when you know that you stood, and you have people come up to you and say, "Can you pray with me? I know you're a Christian, can you pray with me?"
Yes.
That's all I need to say. You don't need to be afraid to stand for God.
Amen.
You don't need to.
Right.
For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
Amen.
Amen.